Greetings, fellow lawbringers, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, Lords of the Forest, Episode 12, Duel Rematch. Alright, Dunglenis. So on my way back over hiring some troops, I will attempt to swing by Dunglenis and look at what businesses there are to purchase. My workshop is barely turning a profit, but even if it turns like a 1 credit profit, it's enough to trigger that skill where any profitable workshop gets you renown. All right, 25. We still have a tiny bit of hurting penalty, so I'll go up to 30. I don't want to go any higher than 30. Oh, that's linked to Pencanak. There we go. That's linked to Abcomer Castle. $29. Okay, no longer have a hurting penalty. Perfect. Which means we move at max speed. And then these troops I'm going to level up really as high as they go. Ooh, Urgion, what happened to you, dude? 29 troops, you got smoked in battle. So, you guys wanted me to buy something in Dunglenis. There's a brewery, a woodwork shop, and a wine press. Ew, what a terrible name. If you're wondering about their linked villages, grapes, hardwood, and grain. So, grapes for the wine press, hardwood for the wood workshop, and grain for the brewery. So all three make sense. What workshop to buy? Brewery, wine press, wood workshop. I just want to see what Urgion has to say. Oh, that's Lucian.
Peace to you, stranger.
What do you need? Is it something easy? You want 7 horsemen? No, I can't do that for you. I mean, I could, but, like, that's not what I'm trying to do right now. So while you guys decide on that, because I don't need to make the purchase right now. I almost have enough money to buy 2 of them. Let's go find some things to kill. So Sea Raiders typically have good money. I also, just because I'm a duelist with self-promoter, any opportunity to do the arena fights I'm going to take, because it's going to help to massively cut down on the amount of renown grind. Athletics 4. All athletic skills work. Cool. So melee damage with melee weapons and melee troops in formation, or combat movement speed, have no shields and no ranged weapons equipped. I'm just gonna pick this powerful. What are we waiting? Oh, it's a noble mount. Noble mounts, just like last time, they're worth a whole lot. So if I can screw this up, that would be great. Noble mounts, I think, are worth the most as prize money, as far as like rewards go in the arenas, generally speaking. With that said, I might even just use it instead of sell it. Oh, taunt, yeah. Stop taunting? Stop it? How do I stop taunting? Okay, there we go. I have to go back to none. I was like, just cheering uncontrollably. Well, Firod beats me senseless here. Oh, now he's down. Yep, I have to fight him again.
Will you whip the bastards?
Okay, some of these taunts are like long. Can we stop? There we go. Those long taunts are dangerous, man. Oh, I couldn't even block in time. His two-handed must be ridiculously high. I was like trying to hold block. Yeah, it's 183. It's high, but not ridiculous. So we're gonna buy the wine press. I haven't gone too far from Dunglanis, so I'm gonna swing back there and buy that wine press before I go too far. And then we'll head up north and fight the Northmen. So, wine press is owned by the gang leader.
Well now, strike.
Gonna buy the grapes and dump them in the warehouse. I had a bunch of grapes from like questing earlier, so now I finally have somewhere for the grapes. Okay, heading up north after much delay. Are we keeping the wine press as a wine press? Because, you know, we could change it, although I'm not really sure what I would change it to. But, yeah. Because the other supplies for Dunglanis is wheat, but there's already a brewery, and, oh! Vanther just got attacked by sea raiders. Over here. I wonder if he'll be alright. I can head his way. Now, these small looter groups aren't worth much experience-wise, but we might as well hunt them anyway. Just kill everything. No, whatever. I don't care about deployment groups. I just want to kill. I'm hitting him with like the wood shaft of the axe. Not an effective piece of the weaponry, friend. Gotta hit them with the bladey part. Hit him with the stabby part. That's it? Okay. But even then, you know, that's like 6 points of two-handed and 3 points of riding. I think I actually level up riding. It's like not insignificant. It's also a good point, because now that we're actually fighting things regularly, generally speaking, the strategy for leveling up your troops is to wait for the whole stack to level up. Because the way it works is any of the experience, like if I leveled up 4 of these highborn youth right now, the remaining 15 highborn youth would then have to get their own experience. Whereas if you let all of the highborn youth amass a pool of experience, every kill that any of them gets adds to the pool of experience. Then you can level them up all at once. And that's generally the strategy unless you have an urgent need for higher level dudes. That'd be the exception. Hello, Varcheg. I am here to fight in your arena, to lose. Again, like I did last time. Ooh, boots. Huskarl plated boots. Those sound cool. They look... they're armor tier 2, but they're pretty high armor anyway. Or mostly just I have terrible boots. Well, what I will say is that extra one-handed damage without a shield, I feel it. Because I stabbed one of those dudes for 67, and it wasn't like a weak point or anything. It was just a... I have no shield, I'm gonna smash you. Hey, Samir. Bye, Samir. Alright, let's hop on a horse so that I can hunt the remaining people more easily. Oh, look at you. You came straight at me. Dummy. I'll eat your liver. Okay, put your axe down. I really feel like the taunts shouldn't force you into an animation. I know I keep doing it because I think it's funny, but it's so suicidal a little bit. It's not going to end well, is all I'm going to say. I'm definitely going to lose a battle by taunting. And part of me thinks that's okay. I'll just be extra embarrassed. Oh, it's Samir again, I think. Yep, it was. Now he's a snowman. Alright, if you're not going to ride at me, I'm going to get rid of your horse. I'm not above dehorsing you. There we go. Wow, 9 damage. Whatever bow they give me in this arena fight, it's garbage. This part of the fight sucks when you don't have a mount. There's only one other mount on the field, and it's your teammate, so you can't really take it from them. I mean, I could team kill my teammate, but that would be no easier than killing the enemy, which he's down now. And yes, I put my shield away there. I was like, you know what? I'll do extra damage this way. Hey, Scorp. Welcome to the stream, man. Didn't even have to walk to you. You died all the way over there. How's the snow taste? I'll be taking my boots. Thank you. And that lovely amount of renown. I feel like you're missing pants. I feel like your Cork the Grizzled is primed to become a Whiterun guard by taking an arrow to the knee. His armor does not seem... Knee protection is missing, is all I'm gonna say. How am I feeling? I'm actually feeling pretty good, considering I was sick with norovirus yesterday, but that's just how norovirus works, right? You feel like death for a brief period of time. Wow, there's like nothing worth trading there. So I leveled up in riding as well. There is Sagittarius. Let me make sure that these work. So this is the 4th riding skill. Okay. There is a bug. The primary effect does not work due to a bug. So the top speed of my mount does not work, apparently. So I'm just going to pick Sagittarius, which is reduction in accuracy penalty while mounted. And then reduction in accuracy penalty to mounted troops in my formation. One could make the argument that the party speed bonus for party leader is worth it, even though top speed of my own personal mount doesn't work. But I'd rather be more accurate up on horseback with arrows, because usually I'm not trying to go top speed. Oh, hello, Sea Raiders. Now I know why Vanther got jumped by you all. You little sea rats.
What do you want?
What do I want? I want to attack you.
On my command. Cut them loose! Yeah.
Cut them loose? I know I was saying 2 different lines, cut them down in, like, loose formation, but it came out as cut them loose. Ignore that last order. I was drunk on grog. Ow! I hate when they hit you right when you're about to release an attack. It makes you miss. So Sea Raiders have some of the best gear, so you stand to gain the best equipment. I'm tanking like a meatball here. There we go. Why are my archers? What? Oh my god! Look at this dude's shield. He has like 30 arrows in his shield and his chest. Holy moly, dude! You're a walking meme, man. Oh, I got total junk for that. He was the juggernaut until I rolled up with my axe and went donk, and he died. All right, we are disorganized for a little bit, so I'm going to head to Revel. I want to swing back to that hideout. I wouldn't mind clearing hideouts too. But, you know, I'm wounded, and that's helping to level up my deer. Ooh, and I leveled up in two-handed. So two-handed skills. Make sure they work. Oh, you know what I just realized? Is, strong grip doesn't work. What part? The perk incorrectly multiplies two-handed handling by 1.01. It also grants a bonus damage for troops in the hero's formation equivalent to 30 extra levels of two-handed, ultimately resulting in a 1.6% two-handed damage. Oh, so it's like, doesn't work, but like, is not broken terribly? Good to know. So the second level is fine. They do work. So, two-handed. Have you guys pick between the two. So we've got Head Basher. So extra damage with two-handed axes and maces for personal. So 10% bonus damage with axes and maces. Paired with 2% damage by infantry. And then on the edge, 3% swing speed with two-handed, 2% swing for inf as a captain. It's a bonus damage or swing speed. Pretty straightforward. Denny the Swift leveled up in trade. I'm going to do Caravan's game Trade Rivers, because she's never going to own workshops. Vanther leveled up, same deal. I don't even know if they benefit from that. I have no idea. Who else leveled up? Oh, just me? Yeah, just me. Okay. Tavern. A shieldman who's cruel. Oh, that's unfortunate. I never hire cruel people. And then one of those archers in the archer stack have leveled up as well.
We're just harmless. Listen up!
It's 3% swing speed and then 2% swing speed for infantry in my as a captain. If I'm the captain of troops. So if I'm a captain of a bunch of, let's say, Battanian Fian champions, they have two-handed weapons, two-handed swords, and their swing speed would go up. Which is probably the type of captain I would be. This reminds me of the wheat harvest from home. The heart harvest. Yes, the heart weavest. I don't know what I'm saying. Can you quit blocking? Like, it's a giant axe, shouldn't it? I mean, yeah, I get that they should be able to block, but it's annoying. My archers are not cutting you down very fast. I personally killed 11 to the 14 or something like that. That works for me. lobies. Not a lot of pride or money in killing things like that. But I'll take it. Alright, so you guys want swing speed? Get it. On the edge. So I know I'm a little hurt, but I'm going to go to the Sea Raiders' hideout anyway. And attack half-cocked. GMT join me. Over Highborn Ruth. Yeah, I should probably spread them out. Loose formation. I don't care. Like, most of these battles are just me leveling up my combat skills. My personal combat skills. So, if they aren't effective, that's fine. It's not like they were going to die. Oh, there's one right here. Bonk. Whoa! You have a helmet, man. I shot you in the head for 17 damage. It's like you didn't care at all. Oops. Sorry, Court, that I shot you in the butt. You have a very nice butt. Hope you forgive me. Have I tried mod? No. If you have any questions about mods, I've never tried mods. I'm playing vanilla, and I'm going to stay playing vanilla, and I haven't played modded Bannerlord ever in my life. But I am very glad that there's an active modding community for it. This isn't a game I play very often. I play casually from time to time, let's say. So I know very little about the mod scene. But it does sound interesting. That gives NPCs AI. Is it like ChatGPT hooks into AI, or is it like pre-scripted or something? Because the using like Bard or ChatGPT is like kind of a slippery slope where, okay, yeah. I mean, that sounds interesting, but my 2 cents on that is like a slippery slope where like lazy game developers are going to start firing their game developers writers to just replace them with like AI writers. I think it's already happening in film, and I can only imagine it's already happening in video games where they're just like, all right, ChatGPT, like generate a quest line for me. And then it does, and that makes for terrible games, in my opinion, and a very bad gaming industry. So it's as cool as it sounds as a mod. Like I would never support a mod like that because I think it's a slippery slope that leads to a really terrible gaming industry.
I'll tear your limbs.
Just my 2 cents, my personal take. I think that people that work in the gaming industry are already massively overworked and exploited. And tools that make them more overworked and more exploited are tools that I am going to unendorse, if that makes sense. It's not to say that everyone is. I typically play a lot of indie games, and indie developers are usually nicer to their employees because they maybe can't afford to be abusive. But my point still stands. You look at any like AAA company, and you look up the AAA company's name plus like controversy, and you're gonna find some dirt. Hell, even AAA companies, you're gonna find some dirt. So I'm very careful about. I know this is like way more of an answer than you were probably looking for, but it's something I think about a lot, which is that, you know, I'm an older dude. I grew up in what I would consider sort of the golden age of gaming, before microtransactions and gambling and DLCs of everything and software and games as a service and, you know, all the sort of modern nonsense that nobody likes but everyone puts up with because all the AAA companies peddle it to us. And I'm also a father of a toddler who is eventually probably going to want to play video games. And I think about this a lot, where I'm sort of curious what kind of video games he's even going to, like, obviously there's going to be old classics for him to play. But you know, you look at any kid today, and they're going to mostly play what's popular. And I don't blame them, right? They're going to want to play with their peers and whatnot. And what kind of games are they even going to have available to them? Because as the trend goes, games are getting worse every year, as far as I'm concerned. More exploitative, more just gross. Just honestly gross. And I'm sad for it. Especially when they start catering to foreign markets. Because foreign markets are mostly like gambling games and I don't know, just games that I don't care for. So, yeah, I miss the good old day of games, and I'm not going to support developers or games that make games actively worse. Is I guess what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I'll duel you. You better keep that shield up. If I land one more hit, you dead. Oh, wait, I'm not landing that hit very well. What? I was blocking that direction. Well, I guess we're defeated, and I'm gonna go have to get carried off by my men. So I do have a focus point, and I'm gonna spend this again in two-handed. And the good news is, I am super wounded, so that gives that gives GMT something to heal. You agree that bigger games are getting worse, but you think smaller games are getting better? All right, so I would agree to that, but then I would also say as a caveat, there's a lot of smaller games that then get big and get bad. They're studios, not the games necessarily that release. I don't want to name names, but like I can think of just off the top of my head, I'm gonna name some names. I'm gonna name some names because I'll put, I'll put skin in the game. So if you take a look at like Kerbal Space Program 2, Kerbal Space Program 1 was amazingly successful, and they were an indie title. And then they sold out to Take-Two, and then they released complete and utter garbage that didn't work. Or City Skylines 2. City Skylines 1 was widely successful, and then they rode their coattails of their success on the first one to release a half-baked project on the second one that everyone got pissed at. And nobody likes because it's feature... it's riddled full of problems and doesn't have half the features that the original one does. Or Payday 3. Payday 3, they sold the game. The Payday 1 was very successful, and Payday 2 was successful. And then they promised never to introduce microtransactions, and then they did anyway. And now Payday 3 is a software as a service that is riddled full of problems that nobody likes. Again, you have all these indie studios that get a little bit of success and then sell their soul and end up with a product that is horrible. So I would argue that, yeah, some indie games are staying true to themselves. A lot of indie games aren't. A lot of indie games are going to cash that check as soon as they can. And it's unfortunate because, it's like they earned it, right? I guess I can't stop them, but I can certainly not support their products when their products are trash. So yeah, like I don't like the direction that the gaming industry is going at all. I think there's some... It's not all dreadful. There's certainly a lot of indie titles that are amazing, and I suspect they will stay amazing. But I'm very careful where I put my money, because I do not want to support companies that are heading in a direction that I think is bad for gaming in general, because I am ultimately concerned about the types of games that my kid will be able to play. I don't want them run by like major monopolistic AAA companies that are exploitative and break the law, frankly. Like talking about Epic Games, for instance, where they were collecting information on children under 13, which is illegal in America, and using dark patterns to prevent people from unsubscribing and to trick them into spending money they didn't intend to, which is also kind of illegal. And they did a lot of that. And they get away with it because people play their games and they make money, and the profits that they make is less than the fines that they face, simply put. So, yeah. I live in North Carolina, so Epic Games is, headquartered here. It's the most profitable company in North Carolina, I think. And it's kind of unfortunate. It's not to say that he doesn't do a lot of good with his money. He protects the rainforest. I mean, I can't insult... It's, he's like bought up rainforest to protect it. It's like, cool. I still don't want you, you know, stealing information of 12-year-olds or tricking children into spending money on their parents' credit cards. If that's the money you're investing in the rainforest, that feels still wrong to me. You know, it's like stealing from children to protect rainforests is kind of the wrong way to go about it. Just my 2 cents. But yeah, you know, I'm just a streamer rambling. Granted, a streamer that works under a platform owned by Bezos. So, you know, I'm equally part of the problem, and I can acknowledge that. But it's not like Google's much better, and certainly Kick isn't, right? What are my alternatives in this line of work? And there's not many. I can tell you that much. How are my workshops doing? I wish, is there a way to see the workshops that aren't like, okay, there we are. I wanted to make sure that both were profitable, and my lord, are they not? Oh, get input from warehouse. Derp. Do I want to store all the outputs in warehouse? So one of the things that I could do is, if I did store all the outputs in warehouse, I don't know if that would help my trading. I'm going to let them not store the outputs in warehouse. But input from warehouse will work just fine because I can supply it myself. But yeah, I am, you know, I'm a passionate gamer and I love video games. And when I see something bad in the industry, I'll call it out. And I know I'm not like, I don't intend to be a crusader, but there are some lines I won't cross. And supporting companies and games that are exploitative or abusive or are bad for gaming in general. Oh man, I'm getting my butt kicked. I'll avoid it. You know, even if it costs my money or sponsorships. I don't take a lot of sponsorships for that reason. Because most of the companies that want to sponsor are games that are likewise just like exploitative. You know, that they're a lot of mobile games are like close to spyware or gambling or both. I almost turned my back to you. Didn't mean to hit tap. You attack faster than me, and it's gonna cost me the win. Maybe. Oh, there we go. I gotta be careful here because I entered at half health, so I don't have a lot of tank pool, let's call it. Although I do love when one dude runs out and the other's just hanging back with bows. Makes my life a little easier. But I will have to kill Ciaramus in the finals, which is going to be a little difficult. I'll probably use the tree. He's faster on foot by a lot. Tree meta! Ah! There we go. Finally, I won one. Gained a judgment. Gained a whole bunch of renown. And, sell that off immediately. But hey, look at this leaderboard. I'm 3 ahead of everyone else. Very nice. Well, I know I didn't kill a lot of bandits, and in fact, I went to a bandit enclave and got my butt kicked. So I will look for one more bandit fight to wrap up. Oh, there we go. 21 looters. To wrap up this stream. But, I definitely worked a lot on personal skills. I leveled a lot of like athletics, riding, one-handed bows, two-handed trade, even some stewardship. I started at like 30 stewardship. You best back off. No, I'm not backing off.
I'm taking command. Good! Yeah.
I'll agree with you there. These days, there are like more games than most people have a reasonable time to play. And I try my best to cover some of the best indie titles that come out, or even like slightly larger than indie titles. I don't really play a lot of AAA games, like ever, unless my community votes for me to play them, and that's pretty infrequent. But yeah, there is a ton of awesome indie games that come out. They definitely don't get the acclaim that I think a lot of times they deserve. And that's a whole nother can of worms, which is like that the gaming journalism is a joke. That like, if you check like what like any, I don't want to call IGN specifically, but any of the major gaming journalist websites, what their reviews of like indie games are versus what like Steam reviews are, there's such a disconnect where like the journalists have absolutely no idea what gamers want. I guess. Like, I don't even understand how they're so wrong. Like, if you look up, like, some of RimWorld's initial ratings, it was, like, rated poorly because the person playing it doesn't understand, like, never took the time to understand RimWorld. And it's like, well, since RimWorld is, like, one of the top games ever released on Steam, methinks you were wrong. You know, it's one of those situations where you're like, oh, man, like, they couldn't even be bothered to, like, play long enough to understand the game. Like, why should I care about this review? This is how I feel, like, about almost all the reviews, to be honest. But yeah, that's another disconnect, is a lot of the big magazine sites are, you know, they're incentivized to hype the games that have ad money. Because, and this is true of all magazines, old school information, like newspapers, magazines, and blogs and info sites and stuff like that, they don't get the kind of money that they need. Fair enough. But that means that they will definitely cater to those that have that money. And that means that there's going to be a lot more hype for games that are released by big budget studios than games that don't have that kind of money. Just capitalism in practice. I did say one group of looters, but that was like a pathetic little group. So I want one nice battle to go out. Especially as I'm starting to heal. Maybe I'll go back to that hideout. Get my revenge. Because I lost that brutally. I'm bad at two-hand blocking. Yeah. I think I haven't played Starfield myself. I never bandwagoned on it, but like when Starfield first came out, I saw all the AAA reviews of it, or the gaming journalist reviews of it, like game of the year, game of the year, game of the year, and then I saw what players had to say about it, which was, it's a brainless grind. It's a brainless grind. Like, if you like it, cool. I don't care. I'm not saying it was bad or anything, but it's just funny how there was such a disconnect. Okay, Rogi. So before we go into the hideout, Rogi got older. So we had previously... You know, I'm going to take the reins here, and I want Rogi to be a party leader. Oh, you know what? Maybe she could be an engineer. She could be our engineer. What's weird is if she socializes with other engineers, she gains charm. That seems weird. But if she learns to construct siege engines, okay, let's do that. Because we need an engineer, and I wouldn't mind my younger sister to be the engineer, the war engineer. That sounds cool. Alright, yeah, let's try to not eat axe and die this time. I don't know how healed I am. Oh, I'm almost fully healed. Whoa, they saw me from really far away. I'm gonna let my troops proceed in this fight, because that will give them the most XP. Getting these long range. Oh, another time. Got him for a 4th shot. Because, yeah, I wouldn't mind my my bowmen to become Fian champions and become really ruthless on the battlefield. That'd be great. Some of them will die, but not all of them. YOLO! I can't even see where the arrow's landing, so I can't adjust to correct for my, or if it's fallen short or not. The other advantage of just letting them rip is Chorik, Sigatruda, and GMT are all going to improve their skills if I just let them attack. Is there an arrow to follow their arrow in the air? That's a good question. I have no idea. I don't have the foggiest. Oh, wow. There was no one back there. So, duel again? Yeah, let's duel again. My pride's on the line. Unfortunately, I didn't switch to my axe in time, so if I duel, I have to swap real quick.
You.
Oh, you went down quick. I know it's a duel, but I want to kill you too. It's not letting me. Of course, yeah. Duels are duels. Alright, we didn't lose anyone. But I get a little bit of skill. I cleared that hideout that insulted me before. Ooh, and I got a large bag of harpoons. That's some pretty money. And nearby notables love me for clearing out that den of iniquity. Who leveled up? Wait, what? I swore I saw someone in the character tab level up. Maybe it was a bug from when Rogi leveled? I don't know, but I don't think anyone leveled up. Oh, and yeah, this is an example of, see all these highborn warriors? The whole stack is ready to go up to hero. So, we'll do that. So there we go. Hero is recruited, and this is where we're going to leave off. Having purchased 2 workshops, started another caravan, brought in more help. We got GMT, our sister-in-law, Sigatruda, and Korik, 2 other companions. We managed to level up our clan tier. Actually pretty good. Look at that. That's some progress there towards... so, if you're wondering, the big picture, getting clan tier 4 is sort of the minimum barrier to entry to become a king, plus other requirements as well. But that is moving in the right direction. So, I don't know. Pretty good position there. Thank you for tuning in to Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord, Lords of the Forest, which originally streamed live on Twitch March 6th and March 7th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Battanians.